funny sort of day. I went out to water my garden, where my garden plants do play. I gave them all some compost, made from mown grass and stuff. Tipped some round my aloe veras till they said, "Hey, that's enough." I pulled up the Italian parsley after I collected all of its seed, because there's enough of it to grow, more parsley than I could need. I did the same with all my basil, whose aromatics went up my nose. I transplanted the basil and parsley in my bed of sweet-smelling rose. Then I grabbed the garden hose and turned on the garden tap and soaked all my garden plants with fresh water for them to lap. My garden plants, they loved it, getting a good food and a drink. Good feed and a drink. When I use them to cook or heal, they'll surely look after me, I think. And weeds, I mean, this society is so stupid. We've got all this carbon dioxide up there that everyone, any school kid to tell you is just free tree food, right? And we're treating it as a problem. Well, we do the same thing with weeds. And so I wrote this poem one day called Weeds. Weeds, any plant in the wrong place is how I define what's a weed, or any plant in Australia that too much water it does need. And how do we try and control them? Depends on how they choose to grow. Do they grow from germinated seed or tubers and runners down below? Or will they compost in a heap? Or will they just thrive and grow? Will hot water wipe them out? Or is it Roundup that makes them go? If they're seed producing plants and you want them to disappear, do it before they grow their seeds, so they won't grow again next year. Pull them up by their roots, and very few councils do that. It amazes me up here. Pull them up by their roots, put them in a compost pile to use to grow organic food, and put a smile upon your dial. If we all hand weed our property and the virgin parks as well, there'll be no weeds to spray. What a great story we could tell. Let me see. Pleasing the River. This one I wrote for I wrote two for the Swan River, and the Swan River Trust published this one, Pleasing the River, because it's about how you live without impacting too much on the river. I've got a really nice positive one on the Swan River, but it's further down. But Pleasing the River. Can you see into the future when the Swan River is pristine and all the people who come say it's the best river we've ever seen? Did you know the Swan River was really once nice and clean? Then West Australians changed it. It makes our society sound mean. That brings us to the question of what we all need to do to make the iconic Swan River pristine for them and me and you. When you're sitting by the river having a chat or a barbecue, when you leave to go back home, take what you bought with you. When you go into the garden shop, please leave some things on the shelf. Water-soluble fertiliser and chemical, because they're bad for the river's health. Put the food scraps from your kitchen and all of your lawn clippings too in your compost bin or worm farm. They'll turn to free fertiliser for you. If you got some paint left over or you changed the oil in your car, please don't pour them down the drain, because the river system it ain't far. When you're living in a catchment, and you know all of us do, everything that goes in the ground will surely end up in the river too. Please, if living in Western Australia, please always keep it in your head. Please look after our Swan River. Please remember what I just said. And of course the proper name for the Swan River is Derby Yerrigan. The Swan River is just a recent form of nomenclature. Let me see. Am I nearly out of time? I must be. I'll do two more. Two quick ones. All the lights are flashing. My favourite one. My favourite water poem. I've got 9 of them. Winter rain is here again. I hear dripping on the pane. I really love to hear it rain. It helps the land to be sustained. Cockies need a full more grain. I see it running down the drain. Winter rain, gone again. And this one, I read you the country boy one. Well, if you're a country boy and even a city person, I'm sorry if I insulted any of you city people, it's not your fault. And you know the difference between city and country? There's no difference. It's all country. That's how come I can stand living in this place. And this is written in recognition of one of Australia's great country people. It's called It Ain't Dusty Anymore. There's talk of our Australian values. Well, we all lost one just last year because that famous Slim Dusty bloke ain't singing at the pub with no beer. And all them farmers out in the bush who know about country getting dry wish that Slim Dusty was still singing about the rain tumbling down in July. Don't remember when I first heard Slim Dusty sing and play his guitar, because he was just like the Auntie ABC, the true blue dreamtime of Australia. I recall whilst just a young Aussie fella hitching from Kalgoorlie the northern way. G'day, jump in and put a tape on, bloke. Slim Dusty's all that player's going to play. That's all he had in his car was Slim Dusty. I listened to that fancy foreign music and thought it's going to be a long day, but soon my feet were both a-tapping whilst that dusty road blew my way. And when I'm travelling in country, don't matter if they're black or white, or if they're blokes or Sheilas, it's Slim Dusty that's played at night. Because there was something about Slim that them politicians haven't got. He sang the stories of our country and the values of us Aussie lot. As I sit on the front veranda and hear that guitar strumming, it makes me think of Slim Dusty and having a beer with Duncan. Now Slim is dead and buried, and it ain't Dusty anymore. They'll always play his songs. Mate, that's for bloody sure. Thank you. I'm sorry I've slurred a few words. I'm usually better than that, but there's something about this wine.